Yeah.
Hello.
The Switch was on low battery, so I had to, and my seat does not face the TV, so I had to move the Quinn spot for a little.
So you robbed him?
What?
You robbed him of a spot?
Uh, he's downstairs for the time being.
Okay. I don't think he'll mind. You're
Yeah.
doing the same thing he was doing yesterday. All
Yeah.
right.
You know what? What mode nobody uses? Background matchmaking. Nobody uses it ever.
Oh, I've never actually used background matchmaking ever in my life, so I
I've
would
used it.
I
I've
would
used it
agree.
once or twice, and it's like not efficient at all.
Let's see. Okay. So I'm creating an arena for now.
Okay.
I'm going to send you the information, and what I want you to do, just for the time being, is I'm going to screen share on Discord with you.
Okay.
Because while we are playing, I'm going to take pauses to write inside of a Word document, basically.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I want to actually, take down stuff that I noticed from you
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we can basically start and work from.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. So right now there's a screen share, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it's just going to be called Jagger's first lesson. Now remind me, who do you play again?
My name is spelled with two G's.
Oh, okay.
I play hero Falco.
Okay. That's fine.
I, I know how to play Terry and Byleth.
Well, ideally for today, let's say if you were to pick a character or two, who would you be playing?
Uh, hero or Falco.
Okay.
I need to work on my Falco. He's kind of rusty, and I just rely on luck with hero.
It's not. I don't blame you for relying a little bit on luck. It's hero. That's a
Yeah.
part of his gameplay.
Whenever I see Hocus Pocus, I go for it.
Okay. Now
And if I
that's
get tiny, that's okay.
so.
Kamikaze, I'm screwed.
Oops. And I oops. Or you just get your MP taken away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Match if it's match verse and it hits, I'm fine with it. But if it's like off stage or playing off stage, so in some instances it has given me zoom with Hocus Pocus off stage.
Right. What is this screen share? Okay. I sent you the information, by the way, for you to join.
Yeah, cool.
So
Join arena,
yeah. So
arena ID,
disclaimer: we're gonna start.
B X 4 R N.
Mm-hmm.
147.
So I told your brother this. I'm also gonna tell you this. When I play, there are little things that I'm gonna like call out, and I'm gonna poke fun at you for. And it's not meant to be mean in any way,
It's
but
fine, bro.
but
I literally never get mad at that.
all right. Well, I'm just letting you know that it's gonna happen. Like if I see you matching air dodge, I'm gonna be like, nice air dodge, or I'm gonna say it in advance in a scenario where I think you might do it.
Yeah.
Nothing is meant to be mean. It's just meant for you to acknowledge that you're doing something
Yeah.
consistently.
Yeah.
So
Random stage.
yeah. Random stage is fine. So first off, we're just gonna play a few. We'll play like one or
Okay.
two, and I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna take like initial notes based on what I see.
Yeah. All right. Good luck.
Time to play some video game.
Yeah.
Oh, I love my load times. They're fabulous.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we have?
Is it gonna load?
Oh, it's
Eventually?
gonna take a while. Trust.
Oh. It usually doesn't take that long.
It's my Switch, definitely. It does. Sometimes it'll disconnect, and then other times it'll.
Oh, communication errors occurred.
No. Now I'm gonna load in, and it's gonna automatically end the match. Yeah, a 3 and a 2, and a 1, and a 0.
Go,
Okay.
go. Match goes in the chat room.
All right. Also, I for your random, do you have certain random stages selected? Like,
No.
okay, you just have random Omega, I think.
I think I do. I can switch it if you want.
Well, I normally my rule set has like the tournament legal stages. I'll tell you about that in like a chat separately. But for now, I'm just gonna set PS2.
I know I gotta change. I gotta switch my rule set because the one I use has an FS meter and fastball.
Don't worry, we don't need that.
I like playing with them.
Those are for fun, definitely. Also, I just set it to PS2. So
And I mean they're nice if falling behind, but Donkey Kong is literally broken.
that's when Donkey Kong shines.
But like you hit somebody once, they pass with them, they are dead. If you get someone on the top platform at 0,
Oh yeah.
dead.
Information's the same, by the way.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to like just create a reader. I'll just back out. Let me get in there. Okay. Oh, there we go.
All right. Okay. Come on in. And it's okay if your stage comes up. Either random Omega or PS2 is fine. Because I have PS2 set, you have Omega. It'll come out to one or the other.
I have all just random non Omega, I think.
Well, I mean, we got PS2. We got like an Omega stage last time. So I was like, okay.
PS2.
All right, so let's play for now. Just play, do what you would normally do, and we'll start from there.
I can't make hero spells from here. What? That's weird start. Okay. Shit. Don't sleep.
No! I got hit by the Pocus.
Actually, I think Heroes Mutually is the only one that only charge one that saves while after you get hit out of it. And how did I hit you with the hatchet here?
Oh, I don't know. Good. That was nice. That was the right choice. No thwack for you.
Flag takes away so much MP. I don't use it a lot. Shit, I'm not MP. Gotta get back on stage and hit and jab you or something.
Correct.
That kills.
Oh, yes, it does. And it hits you if you don't space. Alright, so that was the first game. It started off very funny. Because you didn't read your spells and you got kamikaze.
I'm gonna turn my TV so that I can see it. My eyesight is not the best.
Understandable. As long as you don't mash kamikaze.
Yeah.
That's the only mash that we don't want. Unless it's going to win you the game. Then.
A spell I don't want, Clang, it does nothing unless people can't count to 5.
Yeah. Clang can hit people too.
I know. Only fighting for a game ender.
Alright, let's see. Spell! Okay.
Oh, I was about to come for Hocus Pocus. Oh, I thought I could go over that.
Nope.
I say that you're dead at first. Never mind. My MP's gone. Black. Oh.
Oh no.
Whack is better than black. Change my mind.
I ain't trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to hit you.
Well,
Hey, that's a nice stack you're about to have there. Nice psych up.
bounces nothing. I keep picking them. Nice combo. I was almost dead there. I lived. Shit.
Okay.
There's no way I can escape. Unless I just did zoom.
Yeah, you could go into the blast zone and get the higher chance for zoom, which is honestly much better in this matchup than trying to go for up Bs.
Yeah. I just can't risk it because I don't have a jump.
Well, that's why. So a lot of the heroes that are proficient, they get really good at like reading their spell deck and just picking zoom immediately. I'm gonna put some stuff in the dock right now, by the way. If you want to take a look.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really fast at reading, but I'm not that fast.
You got to make sure you are. That's the thing. You got to use that skill of being fast at reading and then look through your spells and instantly choose zoom. Plus, if you're in the blast zone anyways, you get a higher chance of getting zoom.
There have been times where I misinput a kamikaze instead of zoom off stage. Yeah, that sucks. I was about to beat this Greninja in the local.
And then you SD.
Then I could claim for no reason and die. And then I get 2-1.
Alright, so this is the first thing I noticed, by the way. Your hero, you like your spells. I don't blame you. You're a hero. Half of his kit is these baller specials that hit super far. But they're all really good as horizontal spells. What they don't do for you most of the time is cover jump. Or cover from below you.
Yeah.
Those two games, I just mashed jump. Because you were just trying to cover right in front of you. And then you would try and throw your spells.
I literally could just up smash you at 30 and you die.
Yeah, but you're doing spells. Even when I'm close to you.
Up smash sucks, so it doesn't hit on the ground.
Right. My goal is I'm landing in front, like just above and in front of you. And you're trying to hit me with spells at the very last moment, which is going to be very hard, very tight as a window.
Because if you get hit before the spells come out, you lose MP without doing anything.
Let's see now. Has a projectile. 2.
In a quick play, I'm really tired of getting bodied by these characters. So
which characters?
So I did what some people do out of rage. Change my rule set to something that's terrible. 100 stamina items on, FS meter on, all stages.
Oh, wonderful.
For all.
I would enjoy that, personally. Okay, so right now for the doc, second point is you're using spells when people are too close to you. There's a certain point, basically, when it comes to any character that has a projectile. Like, if you fight a Link, right? Or, like, you ever fight a Link on Elite Smash? Or, like, just regular Smash?
I keep getting knocked out of it.
Well, in general, have you ever fought a Link who's, like, spammed projectiles for the life of them? And then...
Samus in Dark Souls for so many goddamn times.
Right, they spam their projectiles,
I can't do anything about it.
But when you finally get close, they swing at you with something that isn't a projectile.
Yeah.
So
And that's what makes it so hard to fight against Samus. Unless you have a reflector, you're screwed.
So
And if you finally hit Samus, if she gets up back on the ground, you're screwed.
So I'm going to explain this part to you. Every projectile character will spam and throw as much as they absolutely can at you and get as much free percent off of you as possible without interacting with you. Because A, it's free percent, and B, it's going to annoy the other player. If I'm across the screen and Youngling's shooting fire arrows at me, I'm having a bad day. That's it. I'm just having a bad day. Until I get in on him, I'm having a bad day. And then when I finally get in, he does up B, he does jump nair, whatever. He does whatever he can. He'll like try and whiff punch me with a grab. He'll do whatever he can to get me back out so he can do the same thing over. You play another character who has projectiles. Your spells are all projectiles that are great horizontally, but what you have to do is acknowledge when your opponent's too close for you to do a spell fast enough to cover yourself.
So I just got a shield.
So basically, let's say you have your menu out, right? And I'm like coming towards you. You have to be able to tell like, oh wait, I'm not going to be able to do anything. Like, I'm not going to be able to read the spells and put out one that's good for this situation in time. Let me cancel menu and do something else. Whether it's like run away, shield, spot dodge, run in, anti-air.
And if I have time to think, that's better for me.
Correct.
Because I consider what would be the best spell to do and stuff. I'm gonna change some music. There we go. Oh, this sounds better. So there's suddenly silence.
And annoy them again. Okay.
Back to playing the video game.
Yes, back to playing video games. Unfortunately, there will be pauses where I try and explain stuff to you. You know.
Yeah.
But that's a part of the process.
It's fine.
All right. Good. You swung at me. Oh, okay. Now we fight in. When we're close, you have to fight a lot of times.
If the first album is something bad, I'm screwed. And they're gonna lucky zoom.
Okay.
Why don't you keep bounce? There was no zoom.
You weren't in the blast zone, so the chance was lower. You have to be a little circle in the blast zone. That's when it's most optimal to do that.
Why do I keep doing bounce is bad. You see, yours does not have any projectiles.
But it does make it easier for you to get heal and zoom, because you can't get bounce when you have bounce on.
Apparently zoom is the highest chance you can get.
Good.
It did not work.
No. That time you were trying too hard to get a hit because you had a oomph and psycho, so you knew anything would kill. So you were just kind of running at me blindly. There's no plan. You're probably not going to get the hit.
Play. All I do is one thing. Grab, ding dong, grab, jump. Little Z was right. It works every time.
Oh,
That was a weird option.
okay. Fine. Gotta go.
I was gonna run off stage and do it there, but I did it down tilt. What? No. I meant to do Colorado, but I just do kamikaze. And I just sure.
All right.
Oh, DK.
It's okay.
The jump. Cargo throw down throw off stage, and then you fair them. It always works. Almost always, at least. Why did I roll the other way? Oh. Psych up!
We really just did that in my face, huh?
I'm dead. I did not get zoom.
Right. If you don't get zoomed the first time, you got to drop your spell deck and do it again. You went high up.
I don't get it again or not?
You can get it on the second deck.
Oh dang, that was a good jab reset. But that wasn't a jab. Down tilt got off to delay his pitch. And with the shot. Focus. Aw, the MP's gone. No.
Alright, so the next thing I noticed, it's something your brother had an issue with too.
Okay.
Aerials, moving inwards, not outwards.
Spacing my aerials. I think that's when Quentin told me worked in his game.
Because here.
I've considered picking up Sora as like a secondary or something.
Well, I mean, you already have a couple characters you like. Maybe start there. Maybe.
I mean, Sora's pretty fun to play,
That's fair. All right.
and he does kill. And he's light, but he does kill early.
All right. I want you to do two things for me. So
But,
I made the comment that you're not spacing your aerials. Do you understand what spacing an aerial is?
like moving outwards.
Ideally, yes, moving outwards, right? Most of the time when you were
That's
playing
kinda
me
hard to-
as hero, what you were doing was inwards. Kept on landing inwards with your aerials, right? If you do an inwards aerial, let's say you do like a landing forward air, like this, right? Or let's say I do
Yeah.
it on your shield. Go ahead, shield. If I end up right here, it's going to be easier to punish me than let's say I did it like this. You have to run up.
I didn't mean to. Sorry.
It's okay. Just hold.
Okay,
I want you to hold shield and try and punish the fair that I do this time.
Okay.
Okay, you ran up. That's fine. But I can do something about that.
Jab.
Now, let's say you try and grab the aerial that I do inwards.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
A nice jab. This one, you're going to be able to grab, ideally, because I'm close to you. Go ahead. I'm gonna hit your shield. I just want you to grab me for it. Okay. Now I want you to try grabbing this version. Just standing grab, by the way. I'm not moving anywhere. This is just slightly spaced. Now let's say I did this retreating. Yes, you could run up, but if you went for a standing grab against that one, you definitely miss. The generally spaced one, you missed. The non-spaced one, you grabbed. That's the difference between spacing an aerial and not spacing an aerial. You might be able to avoid some punishes by spacing yourself away from the opponent. The same thing can be done with bear. If I land point blank on your shield, I get grabbed.
Yeah.
Now, if I space it a little bit, can you stand and grab? No. You're not going to be able to stand and grab it. You would have to read that I'm retreating and do something to catch me retreating.
Yeah.
Falco can do the same thing. If you go for a retreating forward air on my shield, right? That's advancing. There you go. That's retreating. Advancing.
Yeah, the leading hitbox.
So when you
Air.
question, when you do your aerials, right? What button do you push to do an aerial? Do you push a button or a stick?
A.
Okay. Are you able to do it with the extra control stick?
Uh.
Like, let's say you're in the air, right? Can you do a forward air with your C stick or your?
Yeah.
Okay. So I actually want you to consider doing your aerials with the C stick, and I'll tell you why. Let's say you do a forward air in the air, right? Do a forward air. Like, start at the center of this Pokeball and do a forward air. Just like, basically, I want you to do, let's say a jump, forward air. Just jump up. Yeah. Okay, look where you landed. Go back to the Pokeball and do it again.
It's hard to get in the football.
Walk over to it. Okay, now jump and then forward air. Okay. Now, I want you to do the same jump, but I want you to do the forward air with your C stick. Okay? Notice something different?
I'm not moving at all.
You're not moving nearly as much, right? If I do a forward air as Lucina with my C stick, this is what happens. But if I input forward air with my forward and A button, this is what happens. Basically, if you use a button, you have to use your main controller stick. And that controller stick forces you to go in a direction. But if you use the C stick, it doesn't force you to go in a direction. So let's say you're at, I'm going to hit you to like 100%, okay? Just come back.
Okay.
All right. Now let's say you want to, like we're in neutral or whatever, we're fighting each other, and you want to land on my shield, let's say with a back air. Do you think it's safer to land with a back air that lands directly on top of me or like in front of me, or one that spaces away?
Probably away.
Right. Now, if you do it with your A button, what actually happens is you have to commit to that direction when you input the aerial, because you're moving the control stick in that direction. So your back air will automatically be less safe because you have to go in that direction. So if I do a back air, right, standing from the Pokeball, and I use the A button, this is what happens. But if I use the C stick, this is what happens.
More chance of me getting hit by it.
There's less chance of me getting hit for going for C stick back air because there's more space between me and you. But if I do back air where I land right in front of you, I can get grabbed, I can get hit by out of shield buttons, whatever. So now I want you to do a back air on my shield. I want you to do one approaching, like landing inwards, and then I want you to do one by using the C stick. Like let's say you're in this direction, I want you to flick the C stick to the left, but as you do that, I want you to move your controller stick to the right.
Right. So
they're going to basically the controller sticks are meeting each other. Imagine they're meeting at a point. So C stick first, controller stick after.
What do you mean? So C stick or A?
Well, no, not A. C stick. I want you to use the C stick to do a back air. Okay. And then I want you to use your controller stick to move to the right. Yeah, something like that. You should be ideally moving to the right with this. You should be able to put out a back air and drift to the right. That. Okay.
Oh, shit.
But basically, let's say I want to hit your shield with this back air. It would look something like this. I waited till I was close to landing, and then I drifted. Now, if I don't drift, or I drift inwards, I'm right in front of you, which is easier to punish. But if I do this version, I start to drift away from you.
That was really weird because the jump button is right next to the A button.
Yeah, so you're used to just doing jump and then moving your finger over to the A button to do an aerial, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm telling you to do something that's a weird input because you have to move further down your controller. I don't know which controller you use, but you have to make like a bigger motion to get to that extra control stick.
I use Joy-Con controllers.
Okay.
But I do use my GameCube controller for playing something like Terry.
Okay. Well, for the sake of this, I know I'm asking you to do a hard input because you're probably using your thumb to push that jump button, right? And the aerial. So you're going from...
I'm pushing the A button and the X button at the same time.
Right, but you're using your thumb, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now I'm asking you to jump the same way you would normally jump and then take your thumb and move it over to the C stick. That's the hard part. It's something literally to practice. It's just something to practice. But the importance of this is if you learn how to do your aerials with the C stick, you get to drift away more from your opponent. If you do all of your aerials with the A button, you're forced to move in the direction of your input. So if I go for a forward air, I have to move forward. If I do a back air, I have to move backwards. And then I can move the other way.
We're about to time out the match anyway.
That's fine. But basically...
Let's try that again.
You need to be able to do these kinds of aerials. And it's a really basic thing that you just go into practice mode and you practice. You need to be able to do these aerials because sometimes you want to hit someone's shield to hit their shield. And even if you don't necessarily hit them, you want to make them not able to hit you. Falco has a good back air. But imagine you did it retreating and hit my shield. I'm not hitting you for it. So try.
Are you going to do an actual match now?
We're going to do one in a little bit. This is a
Okay.
mixture. This is what happens, though, when we play. I'm going to try and teach you things along the way. And this is how I'm going to give you homework of stuff to practice. But you're going to need to be able to do something like this. Ideally, it's just called a retreating aerial. Retreating aerials are intended to be safer than approaching aerials. So if I'm doing forward air, I'm going to retreat with it. It's going to look something like this. Retreat, retreat, retreat. And I'll also teach you a cheat to make that input easier, the one that I'm asking you to do. You have 4 shoulder buttons, right? On top of the Joy-Con. The two,
Yeah.
like the R's and Z's or whatever, the R's and L's.
Yeah.
2 of them are shield. Do you have 2 shield buttons at this time?
L, ZR, shield.
And then you have the other one, right?
LR, grab.
You have, okay. And then what about the other 2 buttons? What are they? You have a shield, a grab.
XY, jump. A attack, B special, smash attacks, and change that.
I just mean the 4 that where your pointer and middle fingers would touch. Those 4 buttons. Your ZRs and your ZR, your R, your L, and your ZL. What are those set to? Like, what does ZL do for you?
ZL, shield.
What is ZR?
Shield.
Okay. What is your L?
Grab.
And your R?
Grab.
Okay. So you have 2 extra buttons that are the same option. Do you have one that you prefer using for shield and one that you prefer using for grab?
I prefer using ZR and L. No, not L. ZR and R.
So both of those are your preferred shield and one's your preferred grab.
Yeah.
Okay. So I could tell you a way to make that C-stick input that feels weird and feels hard to do a lot easier. And all it requires you to do is change one button that you don't use normally. You like your ZR and you like your R, don't change them. Change either your ZL or your L to jump. Now, you already have X and Y as jump, which is good.
Yeah.
That's your normal jump buttons. But now, let's say you wanted to do a retreating aerial, right? You already leave your fingers on top of those buttons, right? On top of like your L. So imagine I told you to jump. You could just automatically push the L button, right? The same way you would just push the X button. There's no thinking about it. Your finger's already there. And then if you jump with that that hand, you still have the other hand to do the C-stick or to do your aerials with the A button.
Yeah.
So
I just realized that if you hold the grab button, you shield directly after.
Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things I'm going to have you do after this, like later. Change your L or ZL to jump and practice jumping with these, with whichever one you choose to change to jump. Okay, now we're going to play some, all right?
All right. When are we going?
After you taunt. There we go. Oh, we got the Falco combos? Is that Tilde? Is that Juice? Okay. Good, you didn't jump into it. Well, you didn't land into it.
Miss Tech.
Yeah, that's harder to tech on Wi-Fi, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wi-Fi makes things a little bad.
Most of the time I don't tech because I don't see it coming.
It's a situation you'll have to learn down the line. You tried to force an up tilt. Okay. Yeah, you and your brother have a lot of the same
Why did I
habits
just
right
walk
now.
forward? I tried to F smash. That would have been a clear punish. Struggles with being a Joy-Con player.
You just pushed. You
I,
just
I
went for the
don't, I'm not
punish.
sure why people think GameCube controller is better than Joy-Cons.
I don't actually know why. I just heard that. Oh my god, that was smart. Joy-Cons just get snapped back and like tilt or whatever over time, less than GameCube controllers or Pro controllers.
I want to do a cool combo, but you're not letting me grab you.
No, you're not getting a grab. I'm gonna KO you before you get the combo. Do something. No. You mashing! Mash! Mash! Alright. So funny, that match told me two things.
Your recovery is so good that I can't really ledge guard you. Also, have you noticed that me and Quinn are twins?
What's that?
Quinn and I are twins.
You are? I thought
Yeah.
I thought you were older than him.
I am by like a minute.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so I want you to look back at the doc real quick. There's two habits that I just noticed.
Mashing is when you do any sort of combos, right?
No, it just means you're always pushing a button. It doesn't necessarily mean you're not doing combos, but you're always pushing a button. When you miss, you do another button. When you miss that button, you do another button. It doesn't matter what it is, you're doing a button.
I gotta learn to try grabbing or just not pressing anything and just jumping around. But what I'm thinking is that if I don't press a button, I'm gonna die. You know.
I hear you. I hear you on that. So, basically, the first point, mashing. Just mashing all the time, always pushing a button. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. If you mash, you're just going to get punished harder by the person who's not mashing. Because they're going to watch you do it. They're going to have the patience to wait out whenever there's a gap in your mash. And then they're going to punish you and get their optimal thing.
Yeah.
Now,
I learned Falco drag downs, but I can't really find a way to do them in neutral.
Well, because right now your neutral is I'm going to push a button at all times.
Yeah.
It's not thought, there's not really like a thought process to it. It's kind of just push buttons. And I mean that in no mean way. It's just what it is right now.
So
This.
So basically, I just try up tilting it, and if I get punished, I just try dare. And
Hold on, babe. Hold on. Okay, so I want you to read that last point.
then you swing where I am not where I'm going to.
Going to be.
Then, yeah.
So, I'm gonna give you an example. I want you to when this match starts, stand exactly where you are. Just stand
Okay.
exactly where you are. I'm going to run at you from full screen, and basically, I want you to get away from me. Okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do it again. Get away from me a different way.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do it again. Up. Okay. Now, this is me full screen. Okay. I'm trying to swing at exactly where you are. Right? And you notice how every time I tried to do this, you were like, joke's on you, joke's on you, joke's on you. You just did something and got out of the way. Basically, if we have a lot of space between each other, whatever option the player chooses to do, by the time they choose that option, their opponent probably isn't going to be in that place anymore. If I run at you from full screen and I'm like, I'm going to dash attack him for being exactly where he is right now, by the time I make it all the way over, you've had all this time to do something else. And chances are, you would have done something to get away from me. A lot of people, when they start off playing, they play to punish a person for exactly where they see them. And this is the example that I'm showing you. I'm trying to punish you for being right where you are right now. But by the time
you just run up and shield,
that could stop me, right? But that's the thing. I committed to punishing you here, right? I thought you were going to be here, and then you run up to me, and that changes everything. Or you jump away, or you run away and tilt, or you spot dodge, or whatever. Ideally, if there's a lot of distance between us, by the time I get to you, you're not in the same position you were anymore. So whatever option I thought I was going to get from full screen, probably not going to work. You have to think of it as like a game of chess. You're trying to check your opponent. You're trying to predict what they're going to do. You need to be able to guess or predict or have an educated guess at where I want to be, not where I am. If I'm at this distance, my goal is not to hit you for being exactly right here. My goal is I'm going to approach you, and I'm going to guess where you're going to be, whether you're going to jump, whether you're going to roll, whether you're going to run at me. That is my goal. Because if I just try and punish you for where you are, you're going to get away from me, or you're going to punish me. Because by the time I get to you, you could get away from me. So what I need you to do is not do that, because that's what you're doing right now. A lot of times you're just trying to punish me exactly where I am, and I get away from you, and I do something like a jump, and I land with a down air, or I land with an air, or I like back away and I tilt. You need to have the hindsight to predict your opponent's next step, and that's going to come with time, but I want you to consider that this is what you're supposed to do ahead of time. It's something you will learn as you play. And it's something that you learn by learning your opponent and your opponent's character. What they like to do, what your opponent likes to do. Once you learn those things, this becomes easier. But it's just something to consider. Because I promise you, you're going to get beat up for it. Like here, try and dash attack me for being in this exact position. I want you to start underneath this platform, and I want you to just try dash attacking me. Try it again. When there's a lot of distance between us, you're not getting this dash attack, right?
Yeah.
But when there's a little bit of distance, the things change. Like, let's say we're right here. Let's stand on the other side of the platform. I want you to dash attack from here, roughly. Okay, I was able to shield it.
You know what? You know what I like doing?
What's up?
Baiting people to counter.
And then, you know,
like
oh, you charge.
You counter and just get forward smash.
Got you. So, ideally, what I'm telling you is just try and predict what your opponent's going to do. But this rule doesn't apply when you're very close, because people can't get away from you. If you do a dash attack from right here, I'm getting hit. Because I can't react to it. We're too close. So now I have to guess what you're going to do. But that's when we're very close.
If you're Sonic, you likely not see it coming.
Even if I were Sonic right here, if I try to react to it, I'm getting hit. Because we're too close for me to react. I'd have to guess ahead of time and preemptively run away from you. But I'm not doing that. Doesn't matter what character you are. If you're this close, and a person goes for a dash attack, they're getting hit. Unless they guess.
Unless you're stupid, or have no range.
So, try and dash attack me from here. I'm gonna try and shield.
No,
Okay?
you didn't. No, that was a forward.
There. Basically, get very close to me. I'll stand at this Pokeball, right? And I want you to stand about there. And just dash attack me. What I'm trying to do is react to it. And what I'm telling you is every time I've tried to react to it, I've gotten hit. But if I've held shield in advance, I've blocked it. There are distances where you're going to choose an option and your opponent can't do anything about it. They have to guess ahead of time. Otherwise, they just get hit. And this is good for Falco because Falco has a big dash attack. Covers a lot of range, and you can do that to people from deep.
Yeah.
All right? All right, let's play some more. We got like another 5 minutes. I want to play 2 more games. Okay, nice roll. What you gonna do?
How did that kill me?
It stage spiked you.
I should attack that, but I didn't see it coming.
Now you know it's a thing. That same situation? Oh no. Alrighty. Don't get hit. B. Oh, nice. That was actually smart. You really just did that. Where's the forward smash? This is where we're at, huh? The YOLO smash attack's probably not gonna work. Dun, 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 dun. Does it feel a little hard to hit me?
Yeah.
Because you're swinging for where I am. And by the time you get there, I'm picking a retreating option. There you go. That worked.
No, you're not stage spiking.
I can
Not this time.
spike you.
Or I can spike you if I can actually get the timing right. I realize I've never used Town Special. Why did I not follow up with the Jagger?
You see what's happening here?
Yeah. I need to predict where you go.
Right. I'll make it easy. Oh, okay. We got a little bit of edge guard.
It's gonna time out.
All right, we'll do one more.
Yeah.
We'll do one more. Yeah, that last stock guy was just like, I'll try and run away from him and see what he does. And for the most part, you missed a lot. And then a couple of times, you went for an option and tried to guess against what I was doing. You did one right rising forward air. You ran a little further and dash attacked, which was good. Those were the two right guesses. Everything else was you swung for where I was. I like rolled, spot dodged, jumped, whatever, and got away with it. But you did the right thing twice. That's a start.
So that's what annoys me on high level quick play.
People know how to run away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's something you got to learn how to play against. That's what it is. You also mash roll a lot. And that is going to get you punished. Roll behind your opponent. Whichever direction they are, you try and roll behind them. When you miss an aerial, it's one of the things you mash.
It's like
Look.
when I get attacked, I literally can't do anything, and it sucks. I hate that feeling of not being able to do anything.
That means it's not your turn. There are points in this game that you're going to be playing, and it's not going to be your turn to swing yet. The opponent will have a favorable position. It's up to you to learn when those are. Roll behind. Roll behind? No? Okay, good. Roll behind. Roll behind.
Is there any way to roll forward?
Yeah, by rolling forward. But anytime you swing and miss, and I'm in front of you, you try and get behind me. And there's a problem with that. That's the problem. You can get called out for it. I literally let you roll so I could forward smash you. Well, up smash, sorry.
Thanks for saving me.
I tried to spike you. That ain't a save. We ain't friends. I'm trying to KO you in the sauciest way possible. Sauce! Hold on.
Whenever I get a grab, I go for the...
Roll behind. Roll behind. Roll behind. Roll behind. Roll behind. Go ahead, roll behind. Oh, you didn't roll behind. That was actually good. I thought you were going to roll behind. Okay.
Dang. I totally forgot with Rusty.
Nah, that was a hero habit too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since I usually play
Okay. So, I'm going to save this document and I'm going to send it to you. That is the first thing. Now, basically, before we end off, I'm going to review the document with you. We're just going to talk about it real fast. And then we will go from there. Let's see. Jagger, learning, doc.
Nice.
Okay, we'll do that. And then I need to save a version of it to my computer to have. File. Download a copy.
Can your computer upgrade to Windows 11?
Is Windows 11 a thing? Yeah. I've heard it's in beta and very silly.
Windows 11 is a thing, yes.
Yeah, I don't trust Windows 11 yet. It's still like a new product.
Yeah.
All right, so I sent it to you because what I'm going to have you do at some point is you're going to rewatch this video because I'm going to post it on YouTube, and you're going to have the document side by side to look at when we played if this stuff applies. Like right. I said, you rolled behind me a lot. When you watch the VOD, we'll see if you rolled behind a lot. I said you did, but you'll be able to see for yourself that you did. Then things like always mashing, be able to compare it. And then concepts that I told you to practice, maybe you get to see if they would work or not in some situations. But basically, with this doc, these are the things. Hero, you were just super dependent on spells, and I don't blame you. It probably works on a lot of people.
Yeah.
But then you get to your, like...
I do it on quick play a lot.
Right, but then you get to, like, elite smash and, like, higher level play, and it doesn't work so much. Right?
Yeah. I almost got my... I mean, I got my gain from the 2 millions to, like, the 7 millions.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to try and get you to work on stuff that'll help you get to elite and stay in elite and get better than elite.
Yeah.
So right now is hero. You're too dependent on spells. Just when I told you that, you actually played an entire game or like the majority of game trying to like be up close and personal, which was cool, but then you stopped using your spells. And I'm like, you used a little bit that game, and I'm like, no, you just need to do both. You have to
Yeah,
find a
but
good mix.
like no non-charged side B or something.
Well, all of your spells. I need you to find a good in between of using your spells because they are bullshit and they're really good, and using your aerials and your regular buttons because those are the things that get you your MP back so you can do your spells.
Yeah.
So I need you to do those. Then you have to start thinking about when people are too close for you to do projectiles. Because there's going to be a time where you're going to throw out a projectile and you're going to get hit for it and you're going to be like, damn. And that was probably the moment where you weren't supposed to throw a projectile. Then reading your menu. I mean, you did say you have a vision issue, but there are there are better circumstances in which you can play. I know you said you're playing at like a weird angle right now.
Yeah.
When you have the opportunity to play like from a good angle, practice reading your menu as fast as you can and like let a computer hit you off stage or do it with Quinn. When Quinn hits you off stage, instead of trying to recover with your up B, just drift into the blast zone, pull out your menu. If you see there's not zoom, get out the menu, do it again. It's okay if you lose stocks this way because ultimately you want to get better, right?
Yeah.
This is one of the things that'll help you stay alive longer, which in turn helps you get better. If you're playing friendlies with your brother, and the worst thing that happens is you lose and you go, haha, I beat you. Like, but you practice something that'll hold more value. Imagine you're able to do zoom constantly from the blast zone. You're never getting hit off stage ever again, and your opponent has to guess where you land literally all the time, because zoom is very broken. It's very unfair. When you would do it against me, I would literally just stand there because I'm like, I'm not guessing where he is. He's just gonna land there, and then that's it. Aerials. I showed you the idea of spacing them, and I gave you the option of changing a button. And I suggest you do change one of those buttons to jump, so you can start jumping with a shoulder, inputting an aerial, and retreating at the same time. So you can be like kind of mean to people and hit them with your beefy back air, but retreat with it so they can't do anything about it. Because if you do an aerial and you do it approaching, it's almost always easier to punish if you do it inwards rather than outwards.
Right.
That input is C-stick in the direction for the aerial, control stick in the opposite direction. So if I'm doing a back air to the left, I'm using C-stick to the left and control stick to the right. I showed your brother how to do this. He might be able to help you with it. He could practice it with you. You could take turns hitting each other's shields with spaced aerials, and the other person could try punishing it and seeing if they can do it. But just in general, work on spacing your aerials. Even if you do it with your like jump at like your X and A button and you drift inwards first and then outwards, it's fine. It's a start. Because that's what you're comfortable with doing right now, using X and A. Yeah. So try doing your aerials initially that way, but also change that button to jump so you can start trying to jump with that. And you'll see how having like a shoulder jump button allows you to do anything else faster. I have Z's jump, so I can, do a C-stick aerial on the same hand, and I could also move my control stick left or right. And I get to do really fun stuff because of that. Then, the last thing is mashing. For the love of Highland Days, my guy. All types of burbs will be mad at you for mashing, okay? It may work sometimes, but as you go higher up in your play, it's going to stop working. Anytime I play a good player I get absolutely eaten alive whenever I mash, if I mash. And then I'm like, damn, I can't mash. I want you to try and not mash early. And
Whenever I see those top players play, I see really fast gameplay going on. I'm like, are they mashing?
no, they're moving in neutral a lot. They're moving around. They may not be pushing as many buttons, but they might be moving a lot. You went to a tournament, and you are going back to tournaments. So you are...
Actually, that was my first tournament.
I'm saying, you did go to a tournament, and you will probably go back to one. Right?
Yeah.
Which means you will be a tournament competitor. And if you want to win, you're going to have to learn how to do some more stuff.
Yeah.
So one of the things to practice, and I told your brother this too, so you both like to mash. I want you to slow down your play entirely. Slow it down. I want you to like walk around and watch what people do when you walk around, or you just do nothing. You'll see people push so many buttons and you're like, oh, huh, they're mashing. And if you slow down your play, you'll have more access to do things that you would like to do on command. Like imagine you're walking around and like just walking, right? And you see your opponent like does a double jump aerial or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're just walking around on the ground. If you're walking, you can jump and you can double jump. Or if they're landing with an aerial and you're walking, you can be like, oh, they're landing because I'm walking, you can run away. But if you were dashing, it takes you longer to shield. If you were jumping, you'd have to air dodge away, which is harder. And if you're swinging, you're already committed to that. I want you to slow down everything that you do and try and see what your opponent does. And this goes in line with the predicting what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just slow your play down overall. Try and push less buttons, but get more for your buttons. Get more bang for your buck. Hero hits so hard. You know how I'm sure it feels good when you get a critical, right?
Yeah.
Right? Now imagine you just waited and let your opponent swing and then you F smash them. You just waited and you got the critical and it's like, haha, I let you swing first and then I did this to you anyways. Rather than just throwing it out and not knowing whether or not you can get it. What if you can create the opportunity to get it and then get it? That'll feel a million times more rewarding than what it does now. Because it'll feel like I earned this. Sure, there was a little RNG with the critical, but I earned the forward smash and then I took the chance with it and I got it. That'll feel good. Then, when we went over to Falco, you really just tried to force combos. You literally said it. You're like, I'm trying to do a cool combo. That's not how you get the combo. You want to get the combo. This goes in line with what I previously said. Take your time, create the opening, and then get the combo and feel good about it because you made it happen. You didn't force it, but you created an opportunity. You will feel so much more reward if you try and create the situation where you can get it and then you get it. Rather than just...
Got it.
And then you roll a lot. Stop trying to roll behind me when you miss. Please. You can do when you miss with it like an aerial or anything. You could spot dodge, you could roll behind, which is your preferred option. You could jab, you could up B, you could side B, you could jump away. You could do 1,000,001 things. Don't just make roll behind your only option. I showed you what would happen once. I told you, I was like, roll behind's bad in this case because you're doing it a lot, and I was like, I'm going to show you why. You missed an aerial, and then you rolled behind me, and I up smashed you, and you straight up died for it. And I was like, you rolled behind me. It's every option that you have in every situation works until it doesn't, or it's good until it's bad. Basically, if you do roll behind and it works, do roll behind again because it worked. But if I punish you for it and I keep punishing you for it, then maybe you shouldn't do the roll behind. If you do spot dodge and I punish you for spot dodge, maybe you should do the roll behind. Or if you do like landing, I don't know, landing Falco fair straight into jab. If I punish you for the jab, maybe you should try spot dodging. You have to think a little ahead and have different options. If you have different options, I gotta guess what you're gonna do next, and I promise you it's not fun for the other person.
Okay.
It's like playing rock, paper, scissors, and you have rock and paper, and all they have is scissors. You're kind of gonna win every time. But yeah, that's about that.
I would have to do a random match, but Survivor Zone, and I can watch that.
Well, we were actually supposed to finish 15 minutes ago. So we went over. But, by the way, your homework is the same as Quinn's. Ask Quinn what his homework was.
Okay.
Okay? And that's about that.
Thanks a lot.
If you have any questions, you now have my Discord. You can ask me through Discord. I don't mind. And we can go from there. I'll probably talk to you again soon. Probably do another lesson soon.
Okay.
But this is a start.
All right.
All right? All right, so I'll talk to you soon. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
You too.
All right, adios.
Also,
What's up?
you mind if I call you sometimes when I'm playing on Quick Play?
I honestly am usually super duper busy, so I would say you just feel free to message me while you're playing Quick Play.
All right.
I probably won't. I honestly won't take a call, but I will look at the message and I can respond to you.
Got it.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
No problem. See you.
Bye.